What a beautiful morning. It's about 7:30 a.m. About 65 degrees, a slight breeze, a little cloudy. Not too bad. Supposed to get on and off showers today. But anyway, I've always been one for trying to make use or modify things to make them work in my situation. For one, I live in an apartment complex. I'm on the third floor, top floor. I have my own private deck or balcony, and I tend to try to make things work that were not meant to work. For example, my window air conditioner. I have a video on this. I had to build this stand out of 2x8s and secure this window air unit to my window, making it unconventional because this is actually a up-down or top-down window air conditioner, and I actually have a slider window here, so that's the modification needed in order to make it work. And then there's a solar panel, which I'm actually planning on expanding on. It is unconventional to put solar panels out on your balcony in an apartment complex, especially with the only sun you're going to receive, direct sunlight that is coming directly from the west. This complex, actually, I face almost exactly west. So in the summertime, the sun is quite literally directly above and comes directly down, so I get the perfect view of the sun. And in the wintertime, typically it runs quite a little bit southwest, so I don't get as much, but the point is that I pretty much receive direct sunlight from about 1 o'clock on until sundown. Now, this is obviously not the perfect situation for a solar panel off-grid kit like what I have here, but it gets the job done for now until I get a house. And this is why I got into solar energy at this time, because I wanted to get experience. And quite honestly, I'm putting out a lot more power than I ever actually expected. This is a 100 watt grape solar polycrystalline solar panel, and right now I have it sitting on my bench, but I'm building a stand for it. The stand is going to make the panel come up above this rail here, and it's going to angle at 45 degrees, and it'll allow me to actually mount 2 of these together on the stand, which would then allow me to get even more sunlight, because there is an overhang here that does block some of the light, but if I bring it up enough, then it'll get around that overhang. But so anyway, it's unconventional, but I'm gonna make it work. And the amount of sun that I receive from about 1 o'clock on a sunny day is really good. Believe me when I say that it's not ideal. This is not the most efficient use of a solar panel, being that, you know, from sunrise to a little past noon, I'm not receiving direct sunlight. And, you know, to me, that's fine. You know, there's some people who plant solar panels out in their yard and they angle them to try to get the most sun throughout the day. Well, for me, unfortunately, it's going to be the most sun from about noon on. But anyway, so I have a stand that I'm building right now. I just started building it yesterday. This is just a temporary thing, just to get the panel up as high as possible. But anyway, so the 100 watt solar panel runs in through an opening where my window air unit is, and as you can see, the wires come in through a little opening that I have a gap actually where the air conditioner comes through the window. And yeah, it runs down to my battery and charger, the inverter. It's kind of all, you know, messed up right now just because I just rewired this for a better ground. I've got a terminal block on the back there to ground everything. I was concerned that it wasn't properly being grounded. I had so much tied into the battery, and I could have just got a longer post, but I just decided that I was going to make sure that I was able to control the ground better. So I got a terminal block, and I got to, you know, bunch all these wires back up together. But anyway, I've got this tied into my bicycle generator, and so I can run both at the same time. What's nice is that the solar panels have blocking diodes built in already, and so I actually have a blocking diode running that separates this from the rest of the system. That way, obviously, the motor isn't being turned from the battery or the solar panels, and you know, it works out that way. So anyway, yeah, it works pretty good. The solar panel, I mean, right now, unfortunately, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's raining out there. So unfortunately, I'm not getting too much as far as power generation. But you see here, this is so that I can monitor the voltage from my computer, because I spend a lot of time sitting at my computer when I'm at home, or watching TV, so I can see this. Right now, it's sitting at 12.87 volts. I don't take it down below 1278. I typically discharge it to 1278, which is 80% charge. I'll typically discharge it to 1278. This morning when I woke up before the sun came up, it was running at 1279, and even with the rain, you can see here, and it's been raining since just after sunrise. It was sprinkling a little bit when I was out on the deck here. Now it's really starting to pick up. But even with that, it's still charging the battery, because you can see here that I've gained almost 1/10 of a volt. So we're looking at sunrise was at about 7 a.m. It is 8:30, so you can tell that yeah, it's doing pretty good. I mean, it really is. I've been quite impressed with the performance of that single solar panel, and once I get the frame built, which you can see here that I've started building the frame. I got all the materials to get it built. There's the wood and so on. This is a 2x4 base, and I've got 2x6s. They're going to be the legs, and then I'm going to have the panels laying down on these 2x4s here, angled at 45 degrees, so they'll, yeah, you know, get an average amount of, you know, it's kind of the middle of the road angle. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, it's really working great. I haven't really had any problems with it. It charges so well, and I've been really impressed. I have another battery on order. These VMAX batteries are just excellent performers, and so I have another battery to increase my capacity, because what I'm finding actually is that usually by around 6:30 or so, the red light on the charge controller, which indicates that the batteries are charged and it's diverting, comes on quite a bit. So that's basically telling me one of two things: I'm not using enough electricity, or I don't have enough capacity. So right now I'm going to be expanding my capacity. I'm going to double it. The battery is a 125 amp hour battery, so I'll essentially be doubling it to 250 amp hours. Using 20% of that capacity, you know, I'm looking at right around 25 amps to 30 amps a day of usable electricity, so that I don't bring the batteries down too far. And yeah, so it's a nice little setup. This is a complete off-grid kit. This is not a grid tie-in of any kind. This is kind of like this is something that you would put in like an RV or a camping site or whatever, just simply because it's more efficient to have an actual full-size grid tie-in or full-size off-grid kit, you know, with 10, 12 batteries, essentially, you know, enough batteries to be able to provide the energy you need for a day, as well as enough solar panels or wind generators to recharge those batteries every day. This is definitely not there. This is, you know, I'm talking a 100-watt solar panel plus around 200 watts when I'm generating from the bike. That's not going to cover my electricity usage, even as much as I've cut back on my electricity. So the only way that I can make this work is to essentially build a system that's going to provide me the energy that I need for the day's use. And for that, I'm going to need about a 500 watt per hour system. And but anyway, you can see here it's a pretty nice little setup. I do plan on expanding it over time. And then when I get a house, hopefully I'll be able to expand it even further. So, alright, if you guys have any questions, that's pretty much how it all works. It's pretty simple. It really is. So, alright, take it easy, guys.